Hello and welcome to the Christmas special Fantasy Threesome FPL podcast. I'm Phil and I am joined by a host of faces from around the world and mainly England. I'm here with, let's go simple. I'm here with Ant. Not that you're simple. I mean, just we know who you are. How are you, mate?
Yeah, no, well, I am simple and I am also here. So thanks for that. But yeah, as you say, so good to see so many faces on the pod tonight.
Absolutely. And Mike, you all right?
Good evening. Yeah, very well, thanks, mate. Very well excited for our Christmas special.
Good. Didn't want to sound any more patronising.
No, I am. I'm genuinely excited. I've spent a good amount of my working day today rewriting the words to "Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day." Don't want to spoiler alert. It's called "Wish It Could Be Chriswood Decore." It's going to be a lot of fun.
Love that. Okay, so the other week we had chat. It was a slight diversion, I imagine, caused by you, Mike, where you were discussing what's best, Craig's or David's.
Oh yeah,
is that you?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah,
Craig's won due to Craig from Big Brother and someone else, another Craig.
Craig,
it was Craig the Steward.
It was Craig the Steward.
There he is.
And imagine. Here he is. How are you, Craig the Steward?
Delighted to be here. So thanks for having us. There's two of us tonight, two Craigs.
Well, you say that you're called Craig, but we've introduced ourselves pre-podcast, and Craig over in America does not say that his name is Craig. When he says, "Let's introduce himself," let him introduce himself because it doesn't sound like he's saying Craig.
Do it in the style of Scylla, Phil. Do it in the style of Scylla on Blind Date.
What's
your name and where do you come from? She's not Brammy. Well, I don't know what that accent was, but anyway, what's your name and where do you come from?
She sounds like Jimmy Cranky.
It's Craig.
Craig
Krauth, and I am from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Welcome.
It is
Craig.
Good place.
Happy afternoon to everybody in the States, even though it's a lovely evening over in England.
Have you heard of Craig's the Bakers?
No.
Presumably you call that Craig's over there. No?
I have no idea what that is.
There might be a bit of this tonight, Craig. Sorry.
I mean, just outrageous mocking of someone's accent. That's a good start, Mike. That's a good start. So, alongside Mike on our screen, we have Bethany. Bethany, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, really excited to be here.
Now, we've very much got you on as an expert. I hope you don't mind.
I mean, I think you might regret it, but we'll see.
How's your season going in fantasy football?
It's going okay. I feel like I'm very stuck. I'm not doing terribly, but I'm not doing amazingly either. I'm just kind of a few steps forward one week and then the same steps back the next week. So I'm currently like 350k. So, but hover between there and 600k and have been for the last 6 or 7 weeks.
Oh, sounds terrible. My heart bleeds for you.
Sounds great.
That sounds like a dream to me.
But I understand, Bethany, from a quick stalk of you on Twitter, that actually... it's all right. It's all good. That you listened to our pod last week and you opted for Martinelli off the back of it.
I did. I went into last week genuinely thinking I was going to get the biggest red arrow ever because I had like 7 players. And yeah, none of the big names. I didn't have Foden. I didn't have loads of players that other people had. And I was driving back to my parents the weekend, listening to the podcast, heard about Martinelli, and just got this feeling. So I pulled in, got him into my team for -4, and vice-captained him. And I'm gutted that Salah played and got 2 points because I was so close. But I'm very grateful because those 14 points or 15
wow.
points.
Oh, well, great stuff.
Amazing.
Great stuff.
That has made it sound like we've got you on for a sales pitch, though. That's a slight problem. So next to Bethany, we have Matt Pocket over in America. How you doing? You're also in Michigan, also in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, I'm probably, Craig, you're what, like a 2-minute drive from me right now? Ish?
Depends how fast you're driving.
Pretty fast. Yeah. But But yeah, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. It is the middle of the afternoon here. I've also got this for festive spirit, since everybody else is far more festive than me, I guess, right now. This has been in my studio for I think we were talking about it 6 months, maybe. So but in the Christmas spirit.
This is a mug with a reindeer and Christmas lights, and you got it 6 months ago. Were you prepping for Christmas at that time, or did it arrive late by 6 months?
I just grabbed it out of the kitchen here, and I think I forgot it, so it's just been sitting over here in a corner for a long time. So
okay,
yeah.
And
so it's more laziness.
Are you some kind of FPL Jesus figure in Michigan, going around and making fishers of men? Craig Cooth was one of your young disciples that you've brought
on. Maybe a little bit. I mean, now that you've elaborated on it, I was going to say FPL Jesus is not my handle, though I'm sure somebody's using that. I mean, let's face it, Craig is probably just killing me right now because, Bethany, you mentioned your score was what, in the 350K range? Well, my score in it. 3.5 million. So not great. Not great at all.
You and Ant are battling it out then, Matt.
We're very close. We're within about 100,000 places, Matt.
Are we really? No kidding. We're neighbors then.
We're having an absolute stormer, aren't we, mate?
FPL neighbors.
FPL neighbors who I chat with quite regularly, who he's doing very well this season. Right, so Ant and Mike, we'll just quickly go over how your game weeks were, and then we'll go over how everyone's were. But I'll go with you first, Ant. How'd you get on?
Well, you won't be surprised. The theme has not changed this week, people. It's another shocker. It's in the Matt Pocket range of shocking, this one again. So, unfortunately for me, they decided to call off the Aston Villa Burnley game, didn't they? Nice and late. I think just 2 hours before kickoff, which was ideal because I made my changes nice and early on Saturday morning. Took a -8 to bring in Ollie Watkins and Buendia. I then captained Ollie Watkins, and I also brought in James as well of Chelsea. And then I just made those changes, settled on that team, and about 20 minutes later, Mike pops a little message into our WhatsApp group to inform us that the Villa-Burnley game was off. So that was absolutely amazing. So in a fit of rage, I decided that the next best thing to do was to have Tierney as my captain, which worked out really well. So yeah, I got 42 gross, 34 net. Yeah, indeed. I mean, I ended up with Saint-Maximin for Newcastle as my lone striker, who got 1 point. Jota got 7. Smith Rowe, again, 2 game weeks running, comes off the bench, scores, gets me 6 points. Rudiger, TAA, and James with anyone in my back 4 who really got any points, 5, 7, and 6 respectively. Tierney is my captain, as we talked about. 2 double to 4. So I was really going for the differential there. Didn't work. So yeah, nice little red arrow for me again. Craig, you said Matt, you said you're 3.5 million. I'm 3,300,000, something like that. So yeah,
I did 31 this week, so I'm right there with you, and that's without a -8. So absolutely. This has not been my year. This is grim.
Yeah, it's grim, mate. It is grim. Again, from me, an absolute shocker. So, but the pleasing news is that Mike and Phil beat me again.
Well, do you want some good news, Anne?
I really need some good news right now. So yes, please.
So I've looked at your team from game week 1, and I just thought I'd see what score you'd be on. So how many points have you got now? I think it's 918 you've got now.
It's not very much.
I looked at your team from game week 1, which was Martinez, Shaw, Trent, Tierney, Dunk, Salah, Maddison, Havertz, Vardy, Wilson, Ings. And on the bench, you had the classic quadruple of Begovic, Longstaff, Basuma, and Ayling. Massive names. So if you had just left that completely as it was, you would now have 98 more points than you do currently.
Oh, wow.
Amazing. No, I do feel so much better for that. Thanks, Phil. So you're proving that I should do what I normally do, is not take any hits. I should just leave it. I should just leave it. You would be above
me and Mike.
Well, that's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Interestingly, if Mike had have made no changes, he would be on 749 points. So it's just as well he makes loads.
It's a good job I've made 58 so far this season.
That is amazing. Well, one year, not that long ago, I did throw my toys out the pram and got to Christmas, didn't touch my team to the end of the season. It didn't actually do that badly, so maybe I should just continue that theme and do that again this season. I couldn't do much worse, could I, really?
It's no fun, though, is it? Not being able to tinker.
No, there is that. No.
Mike, how'd you get on?
Yeah, I did all right. I took a -4 to get in Foden and Watkins, which proved, not the best transfers in, but there are long-term gains to be had with both those players, I think, given the fixtures that are coming up, if they're ever played. 56 points, minus the 4 gives me 52. Highlights for me were Cancelo. Alonso got me 9, so he's starting to come good again. Alexander-Arnold got me 7. James 6. Jota 7. Those were my big hitters this week. But yeah, 52 the score.
Okay, cool. The issue was, right, so my daughter turned 8 on Saturday, so we had to go to a pottery painting party, which was very exciting. But it did mean that the deadline, I had to make transfers like early Saturday morning. So
What time was the pottery painting party?
It was 10:30, and
okay.
so not great. So
you were doing it to be home in time for the games rather than the deadline.
Yeah. So the party would be over, come home, watch the game. That's what I planned on doing. But obviously that fell to one side. But I bought in Ramsey and Ramsdale, all the Rams, for a -4. Ramsdale got 2. Ramsey didn't play. Luckily, I had Cancelo, who got 18, who was my vice captain, and I was willing Salah to be a bit poorly or something. But that didn't happen. So I ended up on a net 52 as well, which means out of the 3 of us, you lost. So what are you putting into the prize hamper?
Well, we've had a lot of food recently, boys, haven't we? So I thought I'd continue that theme. It's a little bit niche, to say the least, this one, boys. But I'm putting in a whole box of banana flavour Bubbaloo. Do you remember Bubbaloo?
Sorry, how's this come about? This is quite random.
Where have you got that from?
The 90s.
Well, yeah, no, what happened was I bought it, I think, in a really low moment in the summer. I found it on Amazon. I bought it. I think it cost me about 20 quid. And then I found it. It's still in a cupboard, unopened.
What's the sell-by date on these Bubbaloo that you bought in the summer?
Oh, it's going to be about 2024.
Which summer?
This summer, don't worry.
It was the summer that Matt Pocket found his reindeer cub.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a
while ago,
weren't we, at the time?
Yeah. So it's the little bubble gum with the lovely juice in the middle. So you can enjoy that in between some of Phil's homemade fudge. There you go.
Okay.
Just how old are you,
hot
mate?
chips.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
And you bought an outer of Bubbaloo.
Look, it's been a bad year for us all, mate. Don't judge.
Fair enough. Hot crisp news. Today, I had there's a brand of crisps over here called Seabrook. Let's face it, it's not going to be in America. Seabrook crisps, right? And they had a 5 chili rated ultra hot crisp today, a big bag, and I ate 2 of them at once. And I forgot I was going to give them to you, Mike, and bring them around. They were very, very hot. I couldn't talk for half an hour.
Wow.
So you were prepared to, forgive me for being graphic, but risk your IBS with 2 of these crisps, but you wouldn't try one of mine.
Yeah, because they're not the world's hottest crisps, but they are very, 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 very hot.
Okay.
So
it's not kind of made you think, oh, you know what, maybe I will give this a go.
It did make me think that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
but
I've got them. I mean, I can drop one around to you. We only live 2 minutes around I could drop one around to you now if you want.
Nah, I mean, quite busy at the moment. I'm in the middle of a podcast.
It's the Christmas special, Phil. Come on.
Yeah. More than happy to bring one round.
No, you're needed. You're needed there, Mike. You've got a family.
Okay.
So how did our guests get on? Let's go, Craig. How'd you get on? Craig S.
51 this week. No hits. I was relatively happy with that. I was a bit annoyed because I had Cancelo and took him out when he was suspended and didn't bring him back in. So I missed out on some points there, I feel. And also the Martinelli shout, I missed out on that one because I got Smith Rowe and I didn't want to double up on Arsenal midfield. So yeah, 51 this week for me. Happy enough with that, really. Just keeps it ticking over.
Okay, and how are you getting on this season, Craig?
Similar to Bethany, I think. So I'm around 350,000 again. So yeah, I think we're kind of FPL neighbours.
He's getting a lot of mentions. He's not getting free publicity out there right here. Bethany, how was your game week?
I got a 65 minus 4, so
handy.
Mostly thanks to the Martinelli shout. So cheers, guys. Most of it was not my own work. I played a nice 4-4-0. No strikers in sight.
So 8 players got you that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sickening.
Well, and I brought in Ramsdale as well because he kept killing me every week, and then he got nice 2 points this week when I brought him in. So sorry for those of people who've had him for a while, because it's probably me that's ruined him. But otherwise, yeah, Martinelli, Cancelo were pretty much doing all the heavy lifting in my team.
Craig, how'd you get on? Craig. I often refer to you as Craig Krauf.
That's exactly right. It. That's exactly. You were like the only person
it's Craig
in my life that pronounces my last name properly.
It's true. It's shamble.
Do you have to because my surname and Mike's is also Botto, which I have to spell on every phone call I ever make.
Yep.
Do you have that situation?
Absolutely.
But you don't have to say you have to say bottom without the M.
Usually I just spell it Krowth, so they get the W sound in there. But no, I was pleasantly surprised the last time you mentioned my name. You said it properly, and like I said, almost my entire family can't say it right. I've known them for years, so
I'm pretty happy with that feedback.
So I've go ahead.
Go on. How'd you get on this week?
Yeah. So I had 88 minus 4, so I finished with 84.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I got
Nice.
I got lucky. Captain Cancelo, James Rudiger, TAA. Then I brought in Smith Rowe. Rafinha has been on fire with his penalties.
Yeah.
And my duds were Bernardo Silva, let me down again. Of course, I added him right after he did so well, so he hasn't done anything for me. And then who else did I have? I'm trying to think. Matip on defense. He threw up a stinker as well. So all in all, it was, I think, my second best week ever. So I was very happy with that. But unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to listen to the pod last week, or I probably would have brought in Martinelli as well and had a 100-point week. So I guess I'll need to make sure I set aside some time to do that.
I would suggest that now we've made one suggestion that's worked, that we do put a disclaimer out that I mean, it's worth noting that most of what we say is not that helpful. And actually, at this point, I know it's 18 minutes into the podcast, I need to put a very strong apology out to Anthony, who, yet again last week, I was accused of bullying, and Mike as well.
Yeah, me too. My wife was
cruel,
on
boys. You're so cruel.
Yeah, well, and your Christmas, which I was devastated to hear about, it turns out that is normal, and maybe
you're welcome.
Mike have just been brought up in a small hole somewhere.
Well, can we not just, agree? People can just spend Christmas Day however they want to, can't they?
Hey,
whatever makes them happy.
Apparently,
it's a free country.
Discipline and structure are not important to some people on Christmas Day, and that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, you're so boring. Let's just have cereal like we do 364 days of the year as well. Oh, no, you can't have chocolate and biscuits.
Phil's a big fan of cereal, but I think it was more about the fact that you finished Christmas by 7 a.m. I think that was more his.
That was mine.
More his grief, and more my gripe as well. To be fair.
Oh, boys, you got no idea. I'm doing a diary for you this year, Christmas Day, hour by hour.
I look forward
It'll be an absolute delight for you.
It will, and then you can read it back one day. Matt, have we said how your week was?
Yeah, it was not good. Just like every other week, apparently, for me. I had most of my lineup not playing. Vice Captain Vardy. Good job. Antonio, I picked up Benteke a couple of weeks ago because he scored a couple of goals and those promptly dried up. Salah, he got my captain. That did not work out well. Souček, Benrahma didn't play. Sanchez in goal. I had Ben White and Tomiyasu, who's actually been a really nice find for me on defense. Trent and Ruben Diaz, who had 12 for me. He would have been a much better vice captain shout, but yeah, a total of 31. So I'm sitting on 910 points this season, and I am awful. Craig, the student, apparently has far surpassed the dubious title of master that I have. To use a turn of phrase. Now that draft league that we've all done, somehow I've gone from 30 points in the cellar week 1 to a 20-point lead right now. So I'm pretty happy about that, and I have no clue how I did it. I don't have a clue. My team is awful.
It's best sometimes to not delve into how you did it and just be proud of the achievement.
Remember, I drafted Sterling and Aubameyang, and they were both gone within a week and a half. So
that takes some doing.
Yeah. So
at least
and
you have an
I'm
excuse.
in that league. Yeah.
I drafted Harry Kane in the first round, and he has just punished me repeatedly.
Oh.
Not this week. Not this week.
Matt, can you come on every week, please? Because you make me feel a whole lot better about me.
You know, if I could do nothing else,
we should hook you two up on your own separate corner. It could become some kind of therapy group for the two of you.
Yes.
Yeah,
much needed, I think. It's a good idea.
I'm bringing holiday cheer. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You and your reindeer cup.
Yeah,
so,
my Christmas gift to Ant, right? Making him feel better about himself.
Thank you,
absolutely.
mate. It means a lot.
I thought I was going to do a little highlights package, but I simply ran out of time. And to be honest, I've been sweating most of the day. But again, Ant, the amount of times you are miserable every week at the start, you always go, oh, yeah, so I guess, again, it just shows that this game's a bit pointless. So I may as well not do anything.
My favourite is, so that was a good move. Bit of a kind of surly teenager sarcasm. So that went well.
I think of try and think of a different way to be miserable at the start of every week. I just need to have a good game week, boys, and then I'll be happy. But there's more chance of COVID going away, I think.
Well, let's change it up. Maybe your punt came in. How'd you get on?
Oh,
no, well, my punt didn't play, Phil. So thank you for that. You know how to stick the knife in. You see, you know when I'm down, you just finish me off when I'm on the floor, so to speak. I had Ramsey of Aston Villa.
Well, at least I took a -4 to put him in my team, so it's less fun now.
Every cloud.
Mike, who was your punt?
I honestly, as is the tradition, I can't remember.
I think it might have been Chris Wood or someone from Burnley, or maybe it was someone else from Villa.
No, I know exactly who it was. It was somebody that I was going to have. It was John McGinn of Aston Villa, who also didn't play.
Was. Yeah, it was John McGinn. So 0 for me.
So
you, Phil?
Do I win with Pulisic, who didn't do anything?
No.
Okay, cool. Then we'll do a quiz. So we're going to have teams, which is very exciting. So Ant's got 2 teammates because he needs all the help he can get. So Ant is with Bethany and Craig S. Mike, you've got Craig Krauf, and
yes.
I've got Matt Pocket. So who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
We will.
Yeah, okay. You ask your question
We'll
first.
Quiz you both, if that's all right then. Your 2 teams.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of my quizzes tend to be like higher or lower kind of quizzes. So I'm literally going to go higher or lower. So in terms of height, who is higher? Who is lower when they're stood next to each other?
Goodness.
It's pretty basic stuff. I've got the heights of all the Premier League footballers.
Every single one?
Yeah, every single one.
Good grief.
So
I think I'm closer to Ryan Fraser than Peter Crouch, just for the
So I'm going to give you a player, and I'm going to ask you to say whether they're higher or lower each time, and we'll swap between. So Ant and Bethany and Craig, we'll start with you, and we'll start with Fraser Forster. He's the player you're going up against. I'll give you another keeper, Meslier of Leeds United. Is Meslier higher or lower than Fraser Forster?
Got to be lower, right?
I was going lower.
I go lower.
if they're wrong, do we win? Is it that there's no lives?
There'll be 5 played. It'll be best of 5.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry.
So you're going lower.
Lower.
Yeah, lower.
I can tell you, he is indeed lower. Congratulations. 201 centimeters. 2.1 centimeters.
One
Fraser
down.
Force. Crazy
You may
times.
as well have started with the Eiffel Tower. I mean, he's massive.
All right. Okay, so now Phil and Matt, you've got. I'm trying to keep hold of this already. Who did I say? Meslier. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another goalie, Robert Sanchez. Which Robert feels like I've never knew his first name. That feels like a very odd first name for someone called Sanchez, but fair enough.
Oh, isn't it?
Well, it is. Well, I mean, what nationality is he?
Spanish.
Well, there aren't many. Maybe it's Robert. Robert Sanchez.
Okay.
Is he higher or lower than Meslier?
Now, I'm thinking maybe lower. What are you thinking?
Trying to picture them right now. I'm
I'm happy to go with you.
I'm thinking higher, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking higher. Good point. Yeah.
I can tell you he is higher. Well done. Yes.
Well played, Matt.
Very good.
Okay. We'll now go to Tyrone Mings. Is Tyrone Mings higher or lower than Robert, as I'm now calling him, Sanchez?
Well, I mean,
and
Craig,
Bethany and Craig.
I mean, we've seen Tyrone Mings play in the flesh quite a few times, so we should know this. He's a beast, isn't he?
He's a big lad.
I'm gonna say taller. Yeah, higher.
Got to be higher. Higher.
Let's go with it.
Oh, he's lower, guys.
Oh,
I'm afraid.
no.
What?
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry, Ant.
Yeah, sorry.
Wow.
No.
by 2 centimeters. So,
Oh, wow. I mean,
Okay.
it was a close call.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So we go back to Phil and Matt, but it is 2-1 to you guys already. I'm not really sure what's happening.
So do we get their
score-wise.
point? We get their point, do we? 'Cause they
I'm
got
going
it
to say
wrong.
yes, you do. Yes. Yeah, I'll
Ah.
make it up as I go along in case that's not.
Does feel that way.
Yeah. All right. I will give you Shane Duffy. Shane Duffy higher or lower than Tyrone Mings?
Mings is massive.
I know. I don't understand how he can possibly be shorter than anybody in the
Yeah,
world.
I think Duffy is lower because I think he's in U.S. terms. I think he's about 6'2", and Mings is like 6'5". So I'm going to go lower.
Okay, I'm with Matt because he has got specifics.
Phil has no
That's
idea
correct.
what's going on.
Congratulations.
I think I
He is
signed Shane
lower.
Duffy in Football Manager at one point. So important details.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Come on,
Great.
guys. We need this. Come on, team.
Okay. I don't know how long we play this for. I've got loads. Ant, Bethany, and Craig.
Okay.
We're coming to you guys, and I am saying Jack Butland of Crystal Palace. Is he higher or lower than Shane Duffy?
What do we think, guys? My
Higher
gut.
than me, but is it a trick? Because he's a keeper. You always think keepers are tall,
Yeah.
but
Bethany, what do you think?
I mean, I can't say I really know his height. He's not a keeper. Watch a lot.
maybe it's lower then.
I would go lower, but I don't know.
My team say lower, Mike. I have faith in them. I'm going lower.
Oh, he's higher,
Oh.
guys.
Oh, guys,
Sorry.
you're as useless as me.
Which,
I said you'd regret it as soon as you said you brought me in as an expert. There you go.
which I think in quite the climax brings an end to the game, and it's a loss for Ant's team and a win for Phil's.
Oh, well, that makes a change.
Well played,
dear.
Matt. Well played, Matt. Because let's face it, you answered every
I was going
question.
to say, that was all Matt, wasn't it?
Yep. So, shall we do my quiz now?
Why not?
So, this is a bit of a take your turns game. And I was thinking back over some of the things that have happened so far this year. And one of the highlights, or one of the things that we actually had requests for more of, Mike,
Please not
were
fair or cheese.
no the international correspondence we had on. I mean, Player or cheese? I don't know. We haven't had any
What a
extra
classic.
requests.
Am I
What a
prepping
classic.
myself for another foreign correspondent?
No. So what
Oh,
you're
okay.
doing is I'm going to play some music in the background just to set the tone. Really, I'm going to give you a nationality, and then
Right.
between you two, your teams, you are going to have to name a FPL asset from. I can't say
Okay.
THs from that country. Okay, you're going to
Okay.
alternate until you can't think of one.
Okay. I mean, from starts with an actual F, so you were
Yes,
fine.
I know. I really
Okay.
struggle with THs. It's fine. It's yeah. I mean, by all means, mock. But
Okay.
Craig,
Craig, we got this, mate. We got this. Come on.
So what countries?
Come on, team. This is it now.
We're going to do 3 different countries, and that is a TH. So I think we'll start with Ireland. Okay.
Oh, please, let's have some cliche. Yeah.
Yeah, cliche music.
Yeah. Okay.
You do have to answer in accents.
Okay. So to be clear, do we keep going until somebody gets one wrong?
Yes.
And can it be any island, Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland,
Come on.
Republic of Ireland?
Ooh, big
Oh,
question.
Well, do they play the fiddle in Northern Ireland?
Yes.
Okay. It's the same sort of questions that come up every week. So, yes, okay, I'll allow both islands, Northern and Southern Ireland.
Okay. We'll let you guys go first if you want.
Guys, here we
Have a
go.
think.
Dallas? Is Dallas Irish?
Okay, you going with Dallas?
I don't know. I'm asking my team.
Craig, what do we
Right,
think?
John O'Shea.
John O'Shea. We retired about. Are we going to go back to George Best?
Let's not go with him. Who else have we got? I'm trying to think.
Irish.
Is Shane Duffy Irish? No.
Oh, balls.
I wondered about Shane Duffy as well.
Shane
Duffy?
Yeah.
Shane
let's
Duffy.
go. Yeah.
You're going Shane Duffy. Okay. Now, I am fairly confident you are right. But it used to show me the nationalities on the screen. And
This is amazing.
He is Irish.
he is definitely
So well
Irish.
prepared.
Yes, he is.
Says
Yes.
the American. Love it.
Yep. Okay. So that goes
What do I
over
know?
to Craig and Mike's team now then.
Craig, I've got one, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna defer to you on this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Johnny Evans is Northern Irish.
He is.
is. Yes.
Hang on, no, he's England's best centre back according to me.
Oh, I remember that. You were questioning as to why he wasn't being picked for the England team, weren't you, at one point? Anne?
I was very angry about it. I mean, he's
Yeah.
I just couldn't understand.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
So we've bagged
you're
his,
still
we've
in.
bagged Johnny Evans.
you're still in, and we're the whole way through a song called Red Haired Boy.
Oh, what about is it Seamus Coleman? Is he Irish?
Yes,
Seamus
Yeah.
Coleman,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very
Yeah.
Irish.
You're
I mean,
welcome
imagine
every
being
week.
called Seamus and not being remotely Irish. Okay.
Right,
Yeah, he's Irish.
Craig, we need to find a player called Paddy.
What about Roy Keane?
Oh, I think he's retired, Craig.
Is he? Oh, okay.
Nearly 50. so
I
that's
don't
fine.
know. I'm throwing out the three
No, it's a good.
people I know.
It's a good suggestion because he
I
is
tell you
Irish.
What about
He has retired, and strangely, he's got the same birthday as me. I've just seen it.
Happy birthday to you
That's
guys.
right. That's right.
Yeah, thanks. It's August. It's about the same time you find your reindeer cups.
How about Doherty from
Oh, that's an
Total.
excellent one, Craig. Yes, we'll go for Matt Doherty.
Okay, so you think he is Irish because of the surname?
No, because he is Irish.
That is the reason. Correct. He is Irish.
Guys, I was thinking, what about
I mean, well, hang on a second. According to Wikipedia,
He's an American college basketball coach.
he was in the Mighty Ducks. Someone's mixed 2 Wikipedia pages.
that's amazing.
Wow.
There's a couple of these Matt Doherty's running around.
Yeah, they're flying around. I think we'll only do one more country after this because, to be honest, I hadn't realised quite how long this would take.
Team, I'm thinking, what about Davis, the Southampton midfielder?
Oh, right, the one that plays for like Celtic or something now.
Oh, he does play for Celtic now. Unlucky.
No, I
Hey,
wasn't
fine,
thinking him.
Lancer.
No,
Well, that's.
no.
I missed
Wait,
it.
hang on.
No,
I could've
team
shut
can confer,
Phil,
thank you.
Phil,
Yeah,
you've
I
let
mean,
us down.
the team can confer.
What about
Robbie Brady.
Kieran Clark. What nationality is he?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, he spells Kieran with a C, which means he must be remotely Irish. Let's see.
Could be Welsh, right?
Republic of Ireland. He's still in the game.
Ooh,
Lovely. Thank you,
I think
Craig.
we're in trouble, Mike.
struggling now.
We might be, mate. Yeah.
Robbie Brady.
Not
No,
Robbie Brady.
Not anymore. Not
Oh,
anymore.
I've got
Who
one.
got him?
I think I've got one. He must still be at a Premier League club somewhere. Darren Randolph.
Oh,
Shut up. He's
Oh,
at like
is-
Middlesbrough or
Is he
something.
at Middlesbrough? Yeah, I think
Oh, no,
that
is
is your
he?
answer. He
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
No, he is at West Ham
West Ham.
United.
West Ham.
That's a ridiculous shout.
That is
Wow.
very good. Very good.
Struggling now.
Yeah, we are.
Hitting buckets. Wow.
Where's no James McLean, but I don't think he's in the Premier League anymore.
No, not Wigan. I think he's at Wigan.
Irish.
I'm
Gonna give
struggling
you
now.
a 10-second timer in my head. I won't count down.
Have we got anyone else, guys? I'm struggling here.
Did you guys definitely think Stuart Dallas wasn't?
Well, I'm thinking we haven't got anyone else, so I would suggest Stuart Dallas.
Stuart Dallas.
If nobody
Okay.
else can think of one.
Northern Ireland. You're still in the game. That's a great
Oh,
goal.
Bethany.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yes.
Great shout. Great shout.
Oh,
What
I
a
feel
shout
like
that
this
was.
could be checkmate,
now
Craig.
we're really in trouble.
Yeah, I feel like this could be checkmate.
You've got 10 seconds.
Oh wow! Okay, that 10 seconds is coming pretty fast. Okay,
Because we need to get onto another country.
no, I'm excited.
It's
I'm
just going to go on all night.
They can't have many. Premier
And then
League
afterwards,
players.
I'll just edit it all out.
No, I've got nothing, guys. I've got nothing. I peaked at Darren Randolph.
Yeah.
So does that mean we
Okay.
win?
You win that
Yeah.
one. So
Jeff Hendrick.
Oh, Jeff Hendrick, good call.
Newcastle
Matt.
legend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
so
man is
next
frantically
one,
Googling.
Portugal.
Oh, I am. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Portugal. Is this Portuguese?
who's going first?
yeah.
Oh, is it us? Isn't it?
Definitely.
Well, obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes,
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Craig,
You
got
will
one, mate?
allow it. Ignoramus.
Portugal.
What about
Jota? Is Jota Portugal?
Yeah, good one. Good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go for
Jota.
Jota. Yes.
Cancelo?
Yep,
Cancelo's strong.
rattling off these.
Super
Bernardo
quick
Silva.
time.
Pardon,
Damn,
mate?
he was my next one.
Bernardo Silva.
Yes, I'll also allow it.
Thank you
Diaz?
so much.
Oh, straight back. Diaz, look at this.
Yes, Bethany. I'm
Bethany
just gonna
knows
take
her
a seat back.
Portuguese.
You just do it.
Jose Sarr.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's
Ooh,
good.
no.
Yeah.
now.
Bruno Fernandes?
Bold.
Oh, Bruno.
Yeah.
Ruben
Ooh.
Diaz.
Yes.
Oh, that's just been said.
yeah.
I'm afraid.
Oh,
Just
dear.
said.
Oh, that's out.
Oh.
Oh, dear. Well, that
Oh,
is
is that out?
unfortunate.
Is that out?
Yeah, it feels like it.
I'll give you 5 seconds to think of another one. 5,
Oh, I had one
Four.
just now. João Moutinho.
2, you're in. Carry on.
Oh, no.
And we should just think about Wolves player here. What about
Yeah.
what's his name? Old
Oh, you
Is
know.
Patricio still at Wolves?
what's his name? What's that little striker called? The little dude up front, funny hair. Is it Felix
Funny hair?
something? I'm gonna go Felix.
It's a cat
No,
food
no,
app.
Joao Felix? No.
Yes, something like that.
You're
No,
good.
he's Madrid? Atletico?
Anthony, your team has lost.
Oh, no.
João Felix is not a Premier League player.
Okay.
You're just naming cat
Could have had.
foods
You
and
could have had
saying-
tomato. I had
So we've
tomato
got one-
lined
Ruben
up.
Neves.
So we've lost one country each here. So is there a deciding
Oh
country? Phil?
gosh, there can be a deciding country.
Well,
Yes.
otherwise we're equal. So
Yep. No, I
Yeah.
hear you. So let's go for a bit of France.
Ooh.
Oh, blimey.
Oh, wow.
Go. You've got 10 seconds per player max. Starting with
Who's going
Anthony.
first?
Go.
Anthony.
Luca Dean.
Luca Dean. Yes.
Hugo Lloris.
Yes.
Paul Pogba.
Yes.
N'Golo Kante.
Yes.
Lacazette.
Yes.
Oh, good shout.
Anthony Marshall.
Just about.
Oh, nice. No, that's good. That's good.
Pepe.
Yes. Good. That's good.
Nicolas Pepe.
What shout that is?
The fast
Stop
music's
thinking
making it
about-
harder.
Stop thinking about Gilles Gramondi. I've got Gramondi head block.
Dombele.
Oh, yes, and Ndombele.
Ndombele,
Very
yeah.
good, Craig.
Very good. Very good. Pulled it out.
no.
Oh, that has put a cap
They
on
said-
those pigeons.
Has anyone said Mendy of the Chelsea keeper?
No, they have not.
No.
Mm.
It's good. It's still in.
I've got
Yes,
one
now
left.
all I
That's
can
it,
think
Mike.
about is Bernard Lama. Oh,
Go.
Is it
go,
our
Craig.
turn?
Yeah.
Actually, Edouard
Um,
Mendy
Mape.
is from France.
Mope
But he
is
plays for
excellent,
Senegal.
Craig.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute.
Hold on. Stuart
He's got to
inquiry.
be from Belgium.
VAR, come in. Come in, Matt Pocket.
Edouard Mendy plays for Senegal, but he was born in France.
Massive.
Oh,
Massive.
wow.
Oh, no.
This is the line stacked up against the edge of the toenail here.
Did the rules say that they had to play for that country, or was it just that they were from?
There's
that
no
country?
rules, Bethany. Feel free to use along.
Yeah.
No idea.
Well, I think
Brilliant.
I think Matt has made a good point, and I'm afraid I'm going to stick to what Matt has said because he's a VAR. Whether you like it or not, I mean, Ryan Fraser didn't get a penalty when he got chopped down, and that was the VAR's decision.
Oh,
So-
thanks, mate.
That means, Ant, you lost.
Sorry,
Thanks.
guys.
Well, that makes a change.
Sorry, Ant.
Sorry.
So,
Ant.
is that
Guys,
both
a lot of
quizzes
work to
you've
do.
lost? Is that
So,
both
yes.
quizzes you've lost?
Yeah, so I'll be
Okay.
able to
A
make
lot of
we
work to
stopped
do to
there.
make you
We
feel
stopped
better.
there.
Well,
So-
we stopped there, but it's a rollover. So 2 people have to have their captains picked. So, Ant, have you got the quickest quiz ever?
It's not particularly quick, but we'll
Excellent.
go with it.
I mean,
it's
I
quicker than
can
yours,
just
I think,
speed
Phil.
all this up. Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, that didn't need to take about 10 minutes.
Right, I'll crack on then, boys. 4 questions each, multiple choice.
Oh
Here
gosh,
we
4
go.
questions each. Do
Yep.
3.
3 sounds good.
Okay, 3. Okay, Phil, your team first. Which club has conceded the most own goals or scored the most own goals in Premier League history? For the record, that is 55. Is it A, Aston Villa, B, Arsenal, or C, Everton?
Oh, Everton are clumsy, aren't they, Matt?
So are
And they-
Arsenal.
Yeah,
I
but
actually
Arsenal.
don't know this.
Yeah, Arsenal have been there but have done all right. Everton have
Yeah.
been there and haven't.
It's
And
not
Villa
Villa.
have been out.
Yeah. I like it. Everton. Let's do it.
Let's go Everton, Ant.
It's correct.
Yeah.
Boom.
My
Nice shot.
Your team has also got an easy one. Which club has hit the,
Easy.
that's a joke, obviously.
Don't play it
Whi-
down.
Which club has hit the woodwork the most times in Premier League history? Which, for the record, is 280? A, Liverpool, B, Manchester City, or C, West Ham United?
Wow. Craig, what do you
Is
reckon?
this sudden death, Ant?
I would probably say Liverpool, but that's
No,
I
it's
have
not
no
sudden death.
basis for that other than it feels like something Liverpool would do.
They've been around a long time, haven't they? Let's go with Liverpool.
Oh, boys, both your teams on fire. That's absolutely
Ooh.
spot on.
Mm.
Phil's team, which club has the record for the most clean sheets? 474 of them, no less. A, Chelsea, B, Manchester United, or C, Arsenal?
I think Man United.
Do you?
I think so, yeah. Because they've had some amazing goalies over the years.
They have. But then Chelsea had Czech, and Arsenal had that season where they didn't lose a game. But you know what? You've never let me down before, Matt, and I know you wouldn't do it. So we'll go with that. Man United then, Ant.
I'm looking at Ant's face for a tell here, but I'm not getting one.
Poker face, mate. But Matt, again, you've not let Phil down. It's absolutely correct.
I was
Look.
definitely going one or the other, so well done, Matt.
Oh, there we go. Mike, your team. Is he listening? He's listening.
I am listening. Sorry, my wife was just saying. My wife just came in and said, "Are you actually doing it?" I think she thought maybe I was like
Doing
I don't
what?
doing something else on my laptop. I don't know. Yeah,
Okay. Moving swiftly on.
She said you're very quiet. I didn't have time to explain to her. You interrupted me when I was explaining to her that there are 7 people on the call. Sorry.
Mike, your team, which club has suffered the most defeats, which currently stands at 401? Is it West Ham, Sunderland, or Everton?
Ooh, this is tough.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Everton have never been relegated, so I think that rules it. But they've been in there consistently and losing quite a lot. So.
I would say Everton. That's my guess.
Let's do it, Craig. Everton.
Boys, I mean, this is incredible.
Wow.
Correct.
Oh,
that's a great shout.
Right.
I would
now
have
it's
thought.
sudden death.
I mean, I would have thought me throwing Sunderland in there might have thrown you a bit. Clearly not. So nicely done.
It threw me a little bit, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Phil.
Hello.
And Matt. Which club has had the most bookings? 1,764 of them.
Got to be Arsenal. Got to be Arsenal.
West Brom, Leeds, or Chelsea?
It's not Arsenal. I've got a feeling.
It's not West Brom.
Leeds or Chelsea?
It can't be Leeds. They've never been. They would spent 10 years out of the league. It's got to be Chelsea.
Got to be Chelsea.
Correct.
Just opportunity alone.
This is ridiculous, boys.
So they have to get this to carry on.
Oh,
yes.
Ridiculous, tedious. Take your pick. Let's go. Let's do it.
Boys, which goalkeeper holds the record for the most clean sheets? 202. Czech, Seaman, or David James?
I would go either Seaman or Czech. Craig, I'll let you pick one of those two.
Let's go with. I don't know. I have no idea. So
to avoid my wife getting more suspicious of me talking about Seaman, I'm going to go for Czech.
Oh, boys, it's right again.
Oh,
gosh.
I mean, I'm happy to have my captain picked if it means we stop playing.
Deal.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it on the chin. But it's been a really, really fun time. So thank you, and for all the effort you put into it.
Well, I mean, it was still quicker than Phil's quiz.
Yeah, no, it was.
But less musical accompaniment.
Yeah, well, there is that.
Okay, so we've got some listener questions here. Honestly, we have. So with it looks like game week 22 is going to be a double game week, according to Ben Krellin, who is the man in the know.
The godfather of FPL.
Actual expert, yeah. Him and you, Bethany, you're the only two. So if there is a double game week in game week 22, bearing in mind it's what, game week 19 now? Man City, Newcastle, Wolves, Leeds, and Liverpool will only have one game. So should we look at selling some of our prized assets? And I'm assuming Man City and Liverpool are the prized assets, not Newcastle. So, Bethany, we'll come to you first as the expert.
I mean, with I don't know. Actually, I haven't looked into it massively. Although, I do think if you've maybe got anybody like a bit different up front out of those, I mean, we probably don't for Man City and Liverpool, but I think Watford have a pretty good double game week. From what I've looked, they're my favourite double game week. So if you have got like Jesus or I don't know, you brought in Firmino randomly this week like I did in draft. If you've got anybody random like that, I'd look to go for like King and Dennis. But everywhere else, they're just so good, and I think they've still got a decent fixture. At least Liverpool, I think, have got Leeds that week. Maybe I'm sure they've got a decent. I think they've got a decent fixture, so I probably want to keep them anyway because they can do just as well in a single game week as they can in a double.
Okay,
is this one where we're looking at a free hit?
Yeah, potentially. This is what I'd save my free hit for. This sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be shifting on and then bringing back in Liverpool and Man City assets. So, well, particularly Liverpool assets. So yeah, maybe this is a free hit week.
Yeah, I think that could be a good call. Craig S.
Yeah, I'm thinking much the same as Mike. To be honest, might be worth looking at a free hit chip. Otherwise, yeah, not sure you'd really want to tear up your whole team. Just to cater for one double game week.
Although it will be, you will have a wild card at this point, so there is always the option that you rip it up and start again after that if you work towards it for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
maybe.
So go on.
No, you like to throw away your wild card pretty early though, don't you, mate?
Yeah, normally game week 2 and and game week 2 is after Christmas. Yeah.
Sorry, Craig, I interrupted you, sir.
No, it's okay. So maybe just look to get 2 or 3 players in that have got double game week. I'm not sure. And is there an opportunity to kind of build up to that point? When did we say that double game week was again? Sorry, how many transfers have we got between now and then?
So
we got like 4.
It's not even set in stone, though, is it? They never announce these things until fairly late in the day, do they?
Yeah, speculation.
So is it something that we could potentially build towards?
Yeah,
the next few weeks.
Yeah, definitely.
I think also we need to bear in mind that they're thinking about cancelling or postponing the fixtures game week after this, aren't they? There was conversation of that ilk today,
but they've
Premier League clubs.
I think they've decided not to, though. I think they've decided that if you can 13 players and a goalie, you go ahead.
Great. Well, I'm really pleased because otherwise you just got to talk to the family, haven't you? So yeah,
not open presents.
Yeah, open presents just very, very slowly. Yeah.
I think if you've got 4 weeks and maybe a hit in there, I think you can definitely kind of move towards it, depending on the other fixtures of the single game weekers.
Yeah,
I did see on Twitter this weekend was the most times the free hit chip had been used in the same weekend. So I think there's a lot of players did use it this weekend, which went completely against our advice from last week. So there will be a lot of people who've already used it. So it'd be a good opportunity for those who haven't. And I would suggest you don't want to be taking out City and Liverpool assets for the sake of 1 week. But
would anyone be... Sorry.
No, especially guys like. Well, I think especially with guys like Salah, who's just matchup proof almost. I mean, he's scored so many more points than everybody else in the field that it's like I don't care if he's planning on playing 20 minutes in a game week. It's almost just like you have to keep him, don't you? I mean, his chances of scoring are just so much higher than everybody else's put together.
When's he going to?
Oh, yeah.
So when's he going to be away? Because if that overlaps, that just change things.
Yeah, I mean, if he's gone,
nations, either the week before or the week after, then it might be worth moving to somebody that does have a double.
Yeah, definitely. I think short term, absolutely. Long term though, it's I would think about getting him right back in the lineup unless he's going to be away for a long time, and then there's disruptions, and we've seen that even in other sports. Craig and I have seen that here in the U.S. where sometimes guys come back after a layoff and it takes a game or two for them to get back into the rhythm. So even when they are active again, they're not quite what they were. So it's tricky, isn't it? Trying to fit all these puzzle pieces together, and more so than usual. I mean, we've always had to deal with some measures of this, managing workloads and stuff, and now it's quantum physics.
I think
it's who you take him out. Oh,
sorry, Bethany, go on.
I was just going to say, I guess it depends on who you're taking him out. Like, say if it was Salah, who are you moving him to? Because I think at the moment, the other premium that I would want to go for is probably De Bruyne. But if he doesn't have a double game week either, is it worth it?
Sure.
Yeah. Would anyone be worried about team value? So has anyone got money tied up? So if you sold someone and then you look to try and get them back in, and it's going to cost you more. Is that something that people would be worried about? I don't know if people have got people in early that have risen in value substantially, and then it might be more difficult to get them back in. Sorry, go on.
Trent's someone who's gone up massively. Absolutely, I think he's gone up 0.7 million or something, possibly. I might be making that completely up. So yeah, that sort of thing is another thing to consider, which if you do a free hit, it wouldn't matter so much. It's game weeks 22 and 23, the game weeks that would be affected with the African Cup of Nations. So with 22 being a double game week, then yeah, you could move Salah out potentially. That would make me slightly nervous.
I guess that's quite a good thing actually in a way, because and that's why the free hit would be really good, because if Salah's not in, even though people might look at Jota, I just worry about what Liverpool's going to be like missing players like Salah. So actually, you could get rid of them just for that 1 week and then know that they're going to be back again.
Yeah,
definitely.
Agree.
Focus on the doubles.
Yeah, Yeah, I think it's good to use the free hit as an attacking chip, isn't it? Best Christmas tradition is the next question. Craig Krauf, in tons of snow in Michigan, what's the best Christmas tradition?
Oh, I'm so although my last name is German, I'm also of Scandinavian descent, so I'm going to go straight into the lutefisk dinner tradition, which I don't know if anybody knows what that is.
Absolutely not. I don't know if you've heard us before. There's no culture here.
So I won't get into the old tale of how it came to fruition, but it's basically cod soaked in lye, which is your active ingredient and toilet cleaner.
Nice. Selling it so far.
Yeah, and so you soak that, and the cod kind of it breaks down the proteins in the fish, and so the fish turns almost like a jelly. And then
I'm not coming over for Christmas, bud. Sorry, not this year.
So you pull, you put it in cold water, then, and that draws the lye back out, and then you bake it, and it's a traditional Swedish dish. In fact, so traditional that they don't even really eat it over there anymore. It's mostly a Swedish American dish. In fact, I think, don't quote me on this, I can't remember if it's Sweden or Finland, but one of those two countries eats the most frozen pizzas per capita of any country. So I think they've switched from the lutefisk to a more traditional frozen pizza. So one of these days we'll do that, but that is our Christmas tradition.
So you do that. You have so a fish turns to jelly and then you bake it.
Yep. And then you serve it with potatoes and a gravy.
Wow.
It's very, I don't know. It's an acquired taste. Let's say that.
Yeah, maybe Matt, you'll have to go over for a few Christmases just to get used to it. Look at his face. Dear Bethany,
there isn't many people that eat it anymore. I can tell you that.
I'll stick with a nice Christmas ham, thank you.
Oh yeah, good call. Good call. A few cloves in the top.
Ooh,
like Nigella does. Bethany, what's your best Christmas tradition?
So my family are on the same wavelength as you two, and we take all day to open presents.
Yes,
love it.
So to drag it out, we put clues on all of our presents, so you are not allowed to open it until you've guessed the clue.
Oh wow!
So yeah, I like that.
That's cool, actually.
A bit fun. When we were younger, it used to be like treasure hunt and stuff first before you. So you had to find your present, then then do the clue, and then you got to open your present. But yeah, now we skip the actual treasure hunt part of it. But the clues are still there, which makes it a bit different. And yeah,
that's very exciting. I like that.
I love that idea. Yeah.
And what do you think about that as a concept?
Amazing. Well done.
Oh, it's that Sterling sarcasm again, isn't it?
No, it's cool. No, that is good.
Okay, there's a reason to drag it out there rather than just dragging it out for the sake of it. There is something going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I love it.
How would your kids feel about having to solve clues to open their presents then?
I don't know. I'll ask them tomorrow. That's what they think.
Bethany, I can't work out your accent. It seems Midlands-ish, but it's probably not.
So I don't really have a particular accent, I don't think. I think it's just northern. So I grew up in the Lake District, and now I live in Newcastle. So it's just a general northern accent.
Very nice. Very nice indeed. Right, Craig S. Christmas traditions.
Well, my wife has an annual competition with her aunt over the most unattractive Christmas tree decoration. So there's a fiercely fought competition each year on most unattractive Christmas tree decoration. So we'll see how that pans out this year.
What's the most hideous you've seen so far?
Oh, I've seen all sorts of things, to be honest. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, keep it clean. Keep it clean, but been some interesting things along the way.
Nice, Matt. What about you?
I'm actually in an interesting position because my fiance now lives here in the Sioux too. So we've got the opportunity to kind of start up our own Christmas traditions here and kind of figure out what we want to do. So we're a little malleable with this here. Haven't really had a whole lot over the last several years, though, because I've been living on my own for the most part and had to travel and all that. But yeah, so this is interesting. We're going to try to figure a few things out, maybe go walk downtown, see some Christmas lights, that kind of thing. So yeah. We've got flexibility. That's the nice thing. So we can be creative with this. I do like that idea about the guessing game with the presents, though. That I may be stealing.
Oh, please do. I want to hear about it, how it goes.
Yeah.
Does your fiance enjoy jellied fish, Matt?
Do you want me to call her now?
I'll send you the recipe.
Jellied fish. Hey, hey, got a Christmas dinner idea. We're gonna jelly some fish tonight.
On Mike's stag do, don't worry, it's clean. It's not.
It was
fine.
my stag do was the tamest stag do you've ever seen. It was.
I mean, you had a Vindaloo.
Spa.
I
did have a Vindaloo.
You had a Vindaloo, and the next day nearly died.
That's true.
Good times.
So, Ant, though, for some reason, was the target on your stag do rather than traditional. The stag getting a load of issues.
Yeah,
Ant,
well, I'm not a big.
Ant,
I'm
for
not
some
a big
reason,
fan
had to
of
eat
this.
jelly deals.
Yeah, well, I just think it's a bit harsh, really. It should be a weekend of celebrating somebody that's getting married, and I don't understand this whole tie them to a lamppost, get them blind drunk stuff. So I stayed completely sober all weekend, had a lovely time. I remember we were about to leave, and you got a bit upset with me because I'd run myself a bath.
Yes, correct.
and yeah, so actually, yeah, Ant was took a lot of the tasks instead of me. So yeah, one of those was jelly deals.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. I lost a game of pool. That's what happened to somebody who was about 15 at the time. Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Happy days. And your Christmas traditions are just speed Christmas. We know this.
Yeah, opening presents and then being bored at 7 a.m. Well, it's obviously that and eating as many biscuits and chocolate as you can for breakfast.
Yeah, it's a good tradition. I like that.
Yep.
And
The one day of the year that it is allowed.
Agreed. Mike, we don't need to hear about ours because no one cares. So the next question.
Discipline.
Yeah, our tradition is discipline. Discipline.
Don't have fun, kids.
Oh gosh, so miserable. Okay, FPL Commander asks, and this is your humble brag. I've got a good team, COVID permitting, for game week 19 and a benching headache. Thinking of getting Martinelli in for Bernardo. What do you think?
Bold.
Is now the time
bold.
to switch out Bernardo? What do you think? I mean,
Arsenal...
Bethany, you've done all right out of Martinelli, so
yeah,
you've got Bernardo as well.
Biased. I have, but I am looking to move him out because I keep swearing that I'll never go back to City mids, and then I always end up back there, and then you get your 1-pointers, and the other mids that you didn't choose all get their hauls. So yeah, I don't know about him. So I probably am going to move him out because I think he is playing a bit of a deeper role than the other City mids at the moment. I think he might have had his few weeks, and then we all jumped on him a bit late. So I think Martinelli's a great shout. Bit different. Andy gives you some money for elsewhere if you want money elsewhere.
The 7-0 against Leeds was the sickener, like as a silver liner. That was
it was.
Coming out of that with 1 point was ridiculous.
Yeah, and I got excited this week when he started and people like Foden and Gunran didn't. Then we still didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Foden, and apparently Foden and Grealish got dropped because of behaviour off the pitch.
Naughty boys.
But
That's not the first time with Foden as well, because he got sent home from England, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, not ideal.
Big trouble.
Can't trust someone with a hairline.
Just on Arsenal as well, they got Norwich away, so very winnable game on paper. So you'd expect Martinelli to potentially be in the points as well.
So I swapped out. I've made my transfer already, as is the tradition, but only one, so not completely the tradition. But I've swapped out Gallagher, despite him playing well, because I just love Bukayo Saka. I just love him. He's a really creative player, isn't he? So I've gone for him over Smith Rowe. Feels a bit Route 1. There's a lot of people that have got him, so I've brought Saka in.
He's never done it for me, Saka. Every time I've got him in, he gets benched or then just stops attacking for some reason. He's very frustrating. But Arsenal's fixtures they got Norwich, Wolves, then they got City, Spurs, Burnley, Wolves again. Wolves who aren't conceding many goals.
Yeah.
So Wolves defenders might be. I'll try and think who it was who put a really good post up on Twitter. I'm going to look now. They did a real good piece about it was FPL Scooby did a real good piece on Wolves defenders. If it's worth having a read. Okay, so let's move away from listener questions. Mike, you've got your song nearly ready, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, most certainly.
Your special Christmas song. So at the moment, I don't know what fixtures are going to happen and what fixtures are not going to happen. So there's 9 on Boxing Day, and then on the day after Boxing Day, Newcastle Man United is meant to be playing. Does anyone know if there's any teams that are definitely not playing yet?
They're all going ahead as it stands, aren't they? I think.
Well, they'll have a week now to try and get over things.
Yeah, I mean, you think it was only 4? Was it 4 fixtures or 5 this weekend? There wasn't many, was there? So you'd like to think this is a bit of a circuit breaker in itself with having this full week now with no games. So fingers crossed, because we need football on Boxing Day.
We do, but players being taken out, they don't reveal who's got COVID. So if someone's got COVID, it's just you find out when the team sheet comes out, don't you?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Which is good because that element of skill is slowly leaving. It feels to me, which good news, Ant.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's my excuse.
You and me both.
Yeah. Amen to that. High five.
And do you want to run through the fixtures very quickly?
Yeah, so we start, boys and girls. Anfield, Liverpool against Leeds. What do we think here? Leeds are in disarray, aren't they? Injuries all over the shop.
Yeah, they don't have a squad. But when Bamford's not there, they are not the same team, and Calvin Phillips is out as well.
Bamfordinho. He's the man. Yep.
Well, 11 goals conceded in the last 2 for Leeds, so I'll suggest a lot of people will be going Salah here. Wolves next, the second of the half-12 kickoffs, home to Watford. What do you think?
Sorry, mate. I know I said really quick. Would you captain Salah in this game? Bear in mind it's the first game of the game week.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
Everyone's nodding. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, Craig, no.
Oh, Craig,
man.
why not?
Well, I'm speaking from somebody down in the the 1 million range. I think I might have just popped back into like 990,000.
No one likes to show off, Craig.
Sounds so high.
But I feel like at some point you have to be seeking a differential at some point. You know, if 80% of the managers in FPL are captaining one guy, you got to look for a week where maybe you can take advantage of that. So last week was a great example where some people made up some ground with Martinelli and Cancelo, but I don't know. I just have a feeling that this is another week to go in a different direction if you're looking to make up some ground. Now, it could be totally wrong. The last time I thought that, I think I had a -1. So for my captain, take that how you will.
I also thought that the week I had Jimenez.
Would you go for somebody like Ronaldo? Versus Newcastle.
Yeah, that's a good call. And it's the last
He
game
might
of the game
feast
week.
on them.
I'd almost go Trent. I feel like Trent is just on fire right now.
Yeah.
And not that he isn't involved in like almost everything they're doing, but he just seems to have great form right now. So I think he might be, still sticking with that that power matchup between Liverpool and Leeds, but I might lean to look towards Trent maybe, and then Vice. Well, I don't know. I might avoid them altogether. We'll see.
Bold man.
The issue is, it's the first game of the game week, so I really don't want to. If you captain Salah, then everyone else is captaining Salah, so it's less of an issue. But if you go rogue and captain Trent, let's say, although Trent has outscored Salah in the last 6 weeks or whatever it is, then you get that irritation. Whereas if you captain like Ronaldo, who unfortunately I don't have, then you've got that to think, oh, well, tomorrow I might get my captaincy points, or you've got something to look forward to.
Who would you be thinking about then, Phil? If you want to avoid that first fixture and you haven't got Ronaldo, what's your other option?
Yeah, so looking at my team right now, it's not looking great. Maybe Son against Crystal Palace, who haven't been that great recently, or possibly Cancelo against Leicester, who always concede.
Okay, yeah,
They do. Yeah.
Mike, your team at the start of the season had Schmeichel captain and Ryan Bertrand as captain.
I remember it well. And I had Fernandez as vice captain.
Oh yeah,
and that was the weekend. It was the first weekend of the season. Me and you were camping with our families, and I was calling you from the car behind you as we led in convoy around Weymouth Beach, saying Benteke's been dropped. No, not Benteke. someone had been dropped. Who was it? Left back.
Bertrand.
Thank you.
I'm
thinking about Benteke because he's in my Christmas song. I've just been singing about him off air. Yes, Bertrand was out. I think with COVID actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was very happy with that.
Okay, and next fixture.
Wolves v Watford. So Wolves assets here, defensive. Do we think home? They're not conceding many goals. As you just said, Phil.
That's true, but Watford are very attacking.
Do we just lump
I
in
think
Dennis
Wolves
here?
are different. I think Wolves are different when they're playing lower teams, though. I think they did this at the start of the season, where they were really good against them. I vaguely remember getting burned by bringing them in because they'd been really defensive against really good teams, and then as soon as they were against poorer teams, actually, they didn't keep the clean sheets that I was expecting them at all.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Against Brentford.
Yeah. So I think Dennis and King could do well here.
Because they had that amazing run of fixtures that, like Wolves did, that I know I got in Semedo or someone, and he just got nothing for about 5 weeks, and it was just pointless. Yeah, that's a really good point. Maybe they go for it a bit more against Watford. And Watford always attack. They'll definitely concede goals, but they always attack. Have you got King and Dennis, Bethany?
Yeah, so the week before last, I brought in Ronaldo and King for a -4, and both of them got their games cancelled. So, so I now have the double up of Dennis and King, which I think could work out quite well, hopefully.
Yeah, I've got exactly the same, and for the same reasons. Okay, and next game?
Burnley Everton. Burnley not played, 2 game weeks now? So are they going to be refreshed, or could there be a bit of long COVID going on here? And Everton, old Rafa's under pressure, isn't he?
Still got Chris Wood.
Cornet's gone a bit quiet, hasn't he? We had a little purple patch, didn't he? And a few people got him in, cheap asset. Burnley were picking up some results at home, but he's gone a bit quiet, and Burnley have gone quiet. But I wouldn't suggest this will be one of the best games of Boxing Day, put it that way. Anybody got many Everton or Burnley assets here?
No, none at all.
I hope not.
Is Cornet injured now? I think Cornet might be injured.
Otherwise, what am I doing?
Matt, we probably have. That's why we're so bad.
That would make sense now that you mention it.
How I laugh, but I still own Chris Wood. Chris Wood is impossible to shift on because there's no one close enough to his value above, and there's only the Watford strikers below. So you end up stuck with Chris Wood. It's a horrible position to be in.
In the draft league, Pickford has been my backup keeper.
Ouch.
Oh, there you go, Everton.
That's it. Yeah, the only one of them. He's the only player that I have from either of those teams in either of my squads. So I'm lucky. He has not played. So
Damari Gray was on fire for Everton.
Yeah.
And now Doucouré's back. That might make a difference. Everton's game was cancelled the other day, wasn't it?
Very late in the day, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. I mean, I don't know that as a fact. It's just best to assume these days. It's weird. Okay, so no one's flying any Burnley and Everton assets into their team. Only just trying to get them out. Fair enough. Okay, and next game.
City against Leicester. Leicester are leaky. City look pretty irresistible at the moment. I really like Bethany's shout of De Bruyne. I think the only sticking point here is he's 11.8 million. But yeah, Bernardo's time I feel might be done in that midfield in terms of points. But who else are we looking at here? City's assets again: Cancelo, Diaz. They're all in the points at the moment, aren't they?
I mean, the Diaz goal, that defending from Newcastle was unbelievable.
That's why they're down there.
You got. I mean, if you're Eddie Howe, what do you do there? I mean, you can't
cry.
Yes, correct.
Spend all your money in January.
Great for January.
Yeah.
It's almost there now.
I don't think Ruben Diaz is getting enough love for his just monumental tear of goal scoring. Doesn't he have 2 goals in the last 3 game weeks?
Yeah.
And that's I mean,
after never scoring before that.
Yeah, it's incredible, and I don't know. I don't. We might not see him for 40 more game weeks actually do anything, but I don't know. He's hot now, so who knows? We might get lucky.
John Stones did the same last year, didn't he?
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I remember it well. Mahrez picked up a few points against Newcastle and goes back to Leicester. So he might be, if you're looking at, I mean, I'm probably going to have to move Foden out because it'll be in Pep's bad books. So Mahrez might be worth a punt, possibly.
Yeah, I like that.
How much
like
is
that.
Mahrez?
I don't bring with those sort of stats with me. Great.
I'm just thinking,
This isn't that
if you're
kind of
trying to
show.
move from Bernardo
It's not about
to
height.
Mahrez.
We don't know.
If you're trying to move from Bernardo to Mahrez, how much you got to find?
Mahrez is 8.6.
Ooh, ouch.
Tricky.
And Bernardo's 7.6.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's another million.
Yeah.
If you wanted to
How
do
much
that
is Gundo?
Gundo 7.3.
Yep.
Mahrez has got 13 and 12 in his last 2 games.
Ruben Diaz is only 6.1. That is unreal, too. Wow. I mean, I just looked him up, too. Back when he was at Benfica, before he moved to Man City, he banged in 9 goals in 91 games, too. So it's not like he's never found the net ever. He just hasn't really for City until now. They haven't used him like that until now. And now it's like, all right, well, I guess they found their Aguero replacement.
Oh, poor Aguero. Okay, and so hit the next fixture.
Carrow Road, Norwich against Arsenal. Norwich certs to go down here, we think. But Arsenal, good chance for them. Points, Martinelli again. Lacazette, I mean, what a goal-scoring beast he is. I mean, I presume everyone's going to be bringing him in, aren't they, this week?
I've seen him in a few teams.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether that's because Arsenal had a game and people made a desperate run.
But also there's a shortage of genuine, decent striking options out there as well. So people are maybe spinning the wheel and trying different players out.
He's confident, isn't he?
This reminds me of Boxing Day last year, I think it was, that Arsenal went to West Brom and put on a real show. There was snow falling and all sorts, but it was one of the best Arsenal performances I've seen in years. And Saka was at the centre of everything, and it was the first time I'd really, I'd seen him as a prospect over the last couple of years, but didn't really think much of him as an asset in the game. But it was the first time I'd seen him. I thought, wow, okay, this is someone I want to genuinely consider putting in my squad. So on that basis, I bought him in.
Are you going triple Arsenal? You can go Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli.
Well, I've got
budget midfield.
I've already got Ramsdale.
You've got triple Arsenal, have you, Bethany?
Yeah. I already had Smith Rowe. I brought in Martinelli for Gallagher last week, and I also brought in Ramsdale. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm on triple Arsenal as well.
I like Tomiyasu,
which is crazy compared to the start of the beginning. Season.
I wouldn't have even thought about it, but now I've gone double. I've got Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, and Smith Rowe.
Yeah,
so
Tomiyasu's been great. I mean, just look at his last couple of game weeks. 12 back in game week 13, then 1-1, 6-8-6. I mean, he's kept a lot of clean sheets since he's come in, and he's made White too, I think, a pretty good asset. I mean, they're 4.5 for White, 4.7 for Tomiyasu, and you mentioned Ramsdale. I brought in Odegaard actually as a cheap midfielder because my money's all tied up in Vardy and Benteke. But
Tierney and Tierney and Gabriel as well. There's so many Arsenal options. It's crazy.
And they've all been so affordable too. I mean, even early on in the season, you looked at some of those younger midfielders, and it's like, well, which one do you go with? Which one's going to play? Well, they're all so appealing, and then they played so poorly at the beginning of the year. Now you see them ripping it up, and it's like, okay, well, suddenly they all look amazing, and you want to have like 10 of these guys in.
It's a bit like Leeds last year. They went through, they were really affordable players, and loads of their players were getting points.
Yep.
And they went on a really good run. Arsenal looked like, I mean, yeah, like you say, at the start of the season against Brentford, they were hideous.
Awful.
But they, they've come good. Arsenal assets, everyone piling on Arsenal. That's the answer. No one piling on Norwich still. I mean,
anybody want to take a shot on Pookie?
Mike, you love a bit of a Pookie party.
I do love a Pookie party, but no, it's a no from me, Clough. No.
Phil, you could probably afford him from Chris Wood.
Yeah, that is true. You know, but
Pookie for Wood.
That is the classic sort of desperation move. If I do that, now you've said that, and now if I don't get Pookie in next week, yeah, exactly, yeah, but it'll be my own fault.
Pookie is 0.8 cheaper than Chris Wood too, so
save some money.
Save money.
There you go.
I mean,
save some money.
When you say it like that, it does sound like value.
That facilitates your move from Foden to Mahrez, Phil.
Yeah, I'm not going Foden to Mahrez because I'm hoping that Foden says sorry and then gets a game because he was rested. I don't know if that's a good theory at all. Who knows with Pep? Next one, Spurs Palace. Spurs looked brilliant yesterday.
Yeah, like one of the best games I've seen in years. I thought they were fantastic. Very actually not dissimilar to the performance they put in against Man City in the opening game, where they really had the crowd behind them from the off because there was no expectation really that they were gonna win the game, and I think that makes a bit of a difference at home because the fans turn there pretty quickly. So at home to Palace, it may be a different story. There may be more expectation off the back of that performance.
Kane.
Is everyone going to go Kane?
I'm thinking Son. Well, I'd like to bring in Son for Bernardo Silva. I'd like to try and get some money maybe out of defence. So I've still got the double Chelsea, and I'm not sure they're worth it anymore, double Chelsea. So if I could do somebody like James down to, I don't know, someone like Dallo. Like a 4.5, 4.4, something like that, then maybe Bernardo Silva up to Son.
I guess, do we trust Tottenham to play 2 good games in a row? And I mean, I'm not joking or making fun here, as silly as it is, because I almost don't trust them to do it again. I mean, they look good, they have a great performance, and it seems like that only leads to greater disappointment. It's like being a Detroit Lions fan in the NFL. Like, how are we going to make you miserable this week after so much promise the week before, you know? And so I'm wary of Tottenham, right? Once they put together a couple of performances, I kind of look at them like, all right, now maybe. But before that, it's like, I don't trust you. You've burned me too many times on the back of a good performance, coming out and just being horrible.
But game week, they didn't have a game in game week 13. Then they played Brentford, Son got 8 points. Then they played Norwich, and Son got 13 points. Yeah. They haven't had a game in 16 or 17. And then they had a game in against Liverpool where Son got 7 points. Spurs are going to have loads. They're going to have loads of fixtures. Double game weeks coming out their ears. So I think having Son, I prefer Son to Kane right now.
Yeah,
but I think having Son is a good one.
He's matchup proof almost. He's so good, and FPL and just on the field. I mean, he's one of those couple of guys that I look at and I go, it doesn't matter how bad the team is, he can win you games with your FPL team. But besides that, I'm staying away at this point.
Fair enough. Right, at next fixture.
Sorry, Matt. Before we go to the next fixture, can you just say a couple of guys again?
Couple of guys? Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I'm missing a few letters there. Yeah.
It sounds very Fresh Prince. Sorry, Anne, carry on.
Who have we got next? We've got Upton Park, West Ham against Southampton. West Ham. Has anyone got Antonio? Surely not. I mean, he's not featured.
Yeah,
since
I
the
have.
game week.
Mike brought him in after
What?
blanking for 9 games in a row.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Ben Rama,
Except that-
remember when everyone had him as well? Seems
Yeah,
like a
he's
long
not
time ago
starting.
now.
How about that goal Antonio scored against the U.S. a couple of weeks ago?
Oh yeah,
It's a screamer.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
nasty.
didn't get points for that in FPL though. Sadly.
Indeed. So yeah, any assets here that anyone's
I've
looking
got
at? in this game?
Bowen. I've got Bowen. I brought him in after he'd done quite well, but I think he's probably got like the next 2 weeks to prove that he deserves to stay.
Yeah.
Mike,
He's
you
cheeky, isn't he?
sticking with Antonio.
Yeah, I am for the time being because I just don't think there's an awful lot to change it up to up front. If I'm gonna change him up, I'll probably drop him in price to facilitate a bigger spend in midfield. I don't. There's nobody exciting me up front at the moment. I've got King, who for the fixtures Bethany mentioned, I'll probably stick with King for now. I've got Watkins, whose fixtures look okay after this game week. They've got Chelsea at home this week, which, yeah, they're not the Chelsea they were, but that still feels like a tough gig. And I've got Antonio. And I think Antonio at home to Southampton.
Yeah.
I think he stands a chance there of hauling for me.
West Ham's fixtures are very good. They've got Southampton, Watford, Palace, Leeds, Man United, Watford again. And then Leicester,
so I'll be sticking
then
with him for the
Newcastle.
time being.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is time for West Ham assets. But
I've got Antonio still as well. So, yeah, maybe we should stick with him for the
Let's stick with
foreseeable.
him, Craig.
Good run of fixtures.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get him in now. Oh, yeah. Wood to Antonio, Foden to Martinelli. Perfect. Right. Okay. And next one.
Villa, Chelsea. So Chelsea having a little wobble defensively, aren't they? And will COVID have had a bigger impact here? So, I mean, Phil, you had triple Chelsea defensive at one point, but they're suddenly conceding goals.
Yeah, it's not been as much fun more recently.
No, Villa here. What do you think? Potentially Ollie Watkins?
Yeah.
Well, I won't be playing him. I've got him, but I think he'll be on my bench.
What about Mount? You got Mount, Mike?
Yeah, I've got Mount. I like Mount, and I was listening to an interview with him earlier in the week where he was talking about the fact that he's playing in the number 10 role for the first time, and that the manager there really has backed him to perform, and he's seen that as a real shot in the arm. So, yeah, that's definitely the position that he wants to play him in there. More advanced than ever before. So yeah, I'll be sticking with him. I think
Mount's a good shout. He's been involved in everything since he's been back in the team like full time playing 90 minutes. He's been involved in everything.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, no, I like him.
Just quickly, and I will edit this out. It does sound like there's a bee buzzing around again. I'm just aware of that. It's Matt. It was you, Matt. That's fine. It's absolutely fine, and I'll edit that out. Okay, cool. Anthony, next fixture.
Last one on Boxing Day, guys. And what a game to finish. Brighton against Brentford. Brighton, who had an amazing start, didn't they? And then they had the audacity to draw at home to Leeds, and they got booed off, which is fairly incredible. You wonder what they actually want to achieve this season, Brighton fans. But I've got no assets here. But what do we think? Anyone saw the likes of Ivan Toney or Brentford legend Ethan Pinnock? Any names here from this game that are crying out to people?
I mean, there are so many midfielders to pick from that Umbermo, I think, just misses out. But at 5.5, like, he's not a bad shout. Toney, I worry. I don't know if we've really seen it with many players, but whether long COVID is a thing, and whether that takes an effect. I think a player coming back from an injury, I'd be in two minds. I think similarly, yeah, Toney coming back, having had COVID, I don't know that I'd run the risk just yet, although that is quite an appealing fixture from a Toney point of view.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about Toney. I had him for most of the season, and generally he didn't do much. So
I think so. I think someone like Lamptey could be quite good in this game if you don't have Sanchez. If you want a cheap fourth or fifth mid defender, I think since Brentford have lost their first choice keeper, they've not been great defensively, because they were quite good at one point. But yeah, I think Lamptey probably will just look lively and not gain anything from it. But He has potential, I think.
The Brentford goalkeeper, how would you pronounce his name?
Oh, I'd love to know it.
The number one goalkeeper. It's David Raya, yeah?
Oh yeah, Raya.
David
Let's
Raya.
go with Raya. Let's go
Raya.
for the sake of Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day. Let's go with Raya.
What about Mopay?
Oh,
God. Every week.
Arsenal fans' favorite.
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
week.
Yeah.
I have had a lot of players this season.
I think Bissouma's actually out this game, right? He's suspended.
He's gone.
There you
I've got rid.
So,
I've got rid. I bought him in for a player who didn't play last week. Great transfer. Okay, what's the last game, man?
It is Newcastle against Manchester United. Oh, poor Eddie. Nice run of fixtures, but I think you can get at United. Norwich were actually the better team against them a week or so ago, and were unlucky to lose. David De Gea kept him in it. So, Callum Wilson here, anybody?
Yeah, not for me right now.
Nah.
I like the Dallo. Cool.
Jeff Hendrick.
Are you
He is
sticking
Irish.
Are you sticking with Sam Maximan?
Oh, captain, mate. Captain him.
Okay.
No, I'm not. No, I've got him, but he's going to be on the bench this week. But I was just laughing, thinking about what Matt just said about Vardy and Benteke. We both had both those players at the same time. Oh, we suck so bad at this game.
Oh,
I love Davy Vardy.
man.
He's always done well for me, but this year just nothing. And Benteke, like you, I did bring him in off the back of his big haul away at Burnley, and they had really good fixtures coming up. And I thought, well, I need a differential.
Yeah.
Here we go. And then he got 2-1-2, which, and unfortunately, that wasn't goals. That was points.
Yeah. It looked like they were starting to figure out how to use him because he only really does one thing, right? He's just gigantic, and you just fling the ball into him and just let him go destroy things. And he's amazing at it. And then they want to play it into his feet. They want to use him like Lukaku, and it's like, this doesn't make sense. Stop doing that. Just find his giant head, ping the ball off of it, and just enjoy your goals. I mean, he's great at it.
Simple management, like it.
Yeah, it's like Peter Crouch.
Who's had the biggest ever head in Premier League football?
Well, you'll probably know that. You're quite stats based.
Yeah, I would say one of the highest would be Richard Dunn. He had a very big head.
He did. Duncan Ferguson, he had a big head.
But he was tall. Did he have a big head?
I wouldn't have liked to have ran into his head.
No, that's hardest head, really, rather than biggest head, I would say.
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
Who now, Craig?
Dion Dublin.
He had the biggest forehead because he was bald, didn't he? So it sort of went on. The forehead went on.
I mean, by that basis, Attilio Lombardo, but
yeah. I'll come back to you that next week. That'll be something for me to go and look into. That'll be the game next week.
That'll be higher or lower.
Yeah, higher or lower. Yes.
Circumference of head, higher or lower.
Love that.
Brilliant.
So that is the fixtures.
I can't miss this quiz. This is going to be great.
Well,
Harry Maguire, he's got a pretty large head, don't he?
Yeah, Harry Maguire. Yeah. 50p head.
Yeah, good shout.
Yeah, I need Matt on my team again next week.
So I'm going to predict a post-Boxing Day mini miracle, which is going to be Joel Linton's going to score a goal.
Hey,
right. Sound clip that now, Phil.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's going to be a post-Boxing Day miracle.
But he's playing well.
I think that would trump the virgin birth myself. But let's see.
Yeah, let me give you another big head name, Glenn Murray.
Oh yeah,
A little more long than round,
head.
but yeah. His head goes from his nose to his toes. Well,
yeah,
more or less.
I like it.
So, guys,
anyway,
it's time to do punts.
Oh, good.
So we're looking here for players with under 2% ownership. And I feel hopefully our guests have got one ready to go, potentially.
Oh gosh.
Craig,
your captains, boys, your captains will be picked this week by Root Cause and FPL Sheppy. So
both lovely people. Lovely
people, I'm sure. So I will. You just have to send your teams to them.
No problem.
Okay. Well, I will start. I'm going to go with Saiss of Wolves.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Yeah, like it. Playing defensive.
Phil, who are you going for?
Hey, if you don't think that I'm on the page now searching, then you don't know me very well.
Well,
Is it
I'm going to
2%
go
or
for.
less?
That's right,
I'm
Matt.
going to go for Pablo Fornals at home to Southampton.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go for. Oh, you'll like this. I'm going to go for Fred.
Oh,
I do like that.
that is left field.
Thank you. Craig S.
I'm going to go for. I'm just looking now, like you. Leandro Trossard.
Oh,
Not bad.
no, I like it. Yeah, good chance home to Brentford. You would suggest. Bethany,
Matt.
who's yours?
I'm going to go really left field, a bit like your Fred. I'm going to go Lingard and go for a last 10 minutes cameo against Newcastle.
Because he'll want to move to Newcastle in January.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
that's a good call. Matt.
I've got 3 guys. I want to go with Adama Traore, but it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It should be his tagline.
Yeah. Either Mbeumo or JWP, James Ward-Prowse. And you know what? Let's go James Ward-Prowse. Why not? He's due.
Okay. Craig.
Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go with Origi.
Oh, I like
Liverpool.
that.
I thought he was injured.
He's back.
That's another left field.
Oh, he is, but he's back. Okay.
Right. Well, talking of left field, guys, this podcast has overrun massively. It has been a pleasure. Not a chore. Mike now is going to finish with something different. It's probably, I would guess, the best way to describe it. But first, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a real pleasure to have some actual knowledge on the podcast. Every one of you, apart from Matt, is doing better than us. So, and Matt has knowledge. He just doesn't use it, as we saw in the quiz. He has the knowledge.
Yeah,
thank you so
I'm quite
much.
dumb functionally. So
That's a harsh motto to have. But thank you very much. Thank you everyone for listening. Mike will now sing us out.
I was going to say that there will be a musical interlude. Well, I'll do that again because otherwise it'll just be awkward. So I've got a little bit for you all to do at the end. You can be the little children's choir at the end. So it's Joel Veltman, Bernardo. Joel Veltman, Bernardo. Okay. Joel Veltman, Bernardo. That's all you need to remember. In 4 minutes' time.
Yeah,
So what now?
4
Can we
minutes.
go any higher?
4 minutes. Well, it's a kids' choir. That's your role.
Okay.
Joel Veltman, Bernardo. Okay, here we go, ladies.
This is about as high as my voice goes. So
Okay. Okay.
I might be
Mike.
child-sized, but
I need to point out that last year I tagged the actual Chris Wood in the video of Merry Chris Wood, and he didn't come back to me. So I'm hoping this one will
This
catch
is
his
it.
attention. This is I wish it could be Chris Wood every day. Here we go. Let's get this ripped up. Oh, spotlight on me. Lovely. But when Tyrone Mings, Rodrigo, Joel Ben White, Emil Smith Rowe, I've gone high, Louise Queeter, Maitland, Nelson, Damari Gray. Got to come down. Tommy Arsu, Ward, Bed, Norek Moda, Young Sanchez, Maware Pukok, Joe Ward, Bruno Shelby, Courtney Horse, Lennon Ake, Joel Matip, Edward, Nee Chris Wood, Decore, Henderson, Star, Sterling, Gundogan, Chekuate, Joel Matip, Edward, Chris Wood, Decore, Benteke, Deli, Ali, Chris Wood. 3 minutes left. Vernon A. Oh no, Benteke. Then the veiling Craig Cathcart. And Darby. Oh no. Oh, Trezeguet. This is not bad. That was poor. Mount Diaz, David, Gea, Lacazette, Emi, Buendia, Pulisic, Eric Dyer, Luka Kerr, David Raya, Muslier,
Nicely done.
Joel Matip, Edward Lee, Chris Wood, Dugurier. Oh, come on, Botto. Star, Sterling, Gundogan, Sheku, Ate. That's a better pitch.
You can start again if you want.
Joel Matip, Edward, Chris Wood, Decore, Benteke, Deli, Ali, Chris Wood. Okay, you're going to get to it all again, I think, in a minute. So just prep yourself to your bit. Can I just take this opportunity to thank our guests for coming on today? All of whom have more knowledge than us, apart from Matt Pocket, of course. He does have the knowledge. We saw it earlier. But he just doesn't use it. Right. Here we go. I think I'm just right back to the start. But when Tyrone Mings, Rodrigo, Joel Ben White, Emil Smith Rowe, Maurice Squeeter, Maitland Now, Sonda, Murray Gray. That was smoother. Tommy Yasu, Ward Bed, Narek Moda, Young Sanchez, Moepo Cock, Joe Ward, Bruno, Shelby, Courtney, Horseland, Ernake. Nailed that. Joel Matip, Edward, me, Chris Wood, Decore. You still there? Henderson,
Yeah.
Sar, Sterling, Gundogan, Cheku, White. Joel Matip, Edward, Chris Wood, Decore. Benteke, Deli, Ali, Chris Wood. Okay, you lot, take it. Oh, thou massive Edward, Chris Wood, not really anyone. Decore. Benteke, Deli, Ali. Oh no. Oh, I've gone. Oh, oh no, Chris
He
Wood.
lost the plot.
Decore. Here we go.
It's going so well.
Take a Deli, Ali, Chris Wood. Benteke, Deli, Ali, Chris Wood. Right, this is your bit, guys. You ready?
There's more.
Well, Beltman, Bernardo. Ready? Joel. We didn't get the end after all that. Joel Feldman Bernardo.
Just
Oh dear.
Special in
Just
so
when-
many ways.
just when I
I
thought there
probably
really
won't
wasn't
tag
much
Chris Wood
editing.
this year. I probably won't this year.
I mean, you can retake it if you want and send me the audio, and I can
Yeah.
dub that over that.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens.
This was much more entertaining.
Was it?
There are a load of cats at my window. I don't know.
Did those windows happen to break by any chance?
Oh dear. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas,
Good to you too.
everyone. Take care.
Have a good
No,
one.
no.
Merry Christmas.